Welcome to MyValleyOnline.com, your source for news and information with your host, Nick Reed, and special guest, Joyce Newsom.
Hello, My Valley Online. This is Nick Reed with another episode, and we have a special guest today. We have Joyce Newsom, and she's running for San Jacinto City Council. Hello, Joyce. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Nick. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm living the dream here in our wonderful valley. I think it's fantastic to have somebody, a candidate, come in and kind of talk to us about, the viewpoints of the state of our community, and maybe talk to us about some of your suggestions that you would actually provide on council. So I want to start off by kind of getting some background and ask you how long you've been in the valley and what's your experiences here in town.
Well, I moved here 33 years ago, and I've lived here off and on since then, but I've always had property that I've owned and was landlord for 33 years. I don't do that anymore, thank goodness. It's a thankless job, kind of like city council, but I'm doing it anyway.
Well, when the economy was booming, a lot of people had real estate interests and a lot of things were happening, but obviously a lot of us had to take cuts. And I think that, this gives us kind of a better insight to how to run a business a lot leaner and how to make sure that we're more responsible with investments and assets as well.
I agree.
Of course you do. That was brilliant.
You are brilliant.
So you've been here for 33 years. I mean, what's your perception of the valley? Where do you think we stand in the Inland Empire as a community? And where do you see us kind of, if we're successful in some of our endeavors, where do you see us in the next 5-10 years?
Well, I believe that we need to challenge the old guard. I need to challenge the old boys club that has run this valley for generations, the same families. And women need a voice, and I plan on being that voice for women and seniors.
And seniors.
And seniors.
You can't forget those guys.
And I'm one of them.
She's lying to me, possibly. We'll find out. That's some investigative reporting we'll get into.
Oh, I used to go, when I was younger, I moved here and said, there's a lot of gray. It's like a sea of gray. Never thinking I would be one of those gray-haired people. Right. And now I am one of those gray-haired people. And I used to tell my friends when they would get angry at the elderly, and I don't like that word. I don't even like senior citizen because I'm always confusing it with the high school kids. I'm going, no, I'm not in high school anymore. They would get upset, and I'd say, you're going to be there one day. You are going to have gray hair. You're going to be addlepated, and you're going to upset the young people, and you need to start treating them better and teach your kids to do the same.
Well, I find the only time I'm ever going to take responsibility as being a senior citizen is when I can take advantage of that 55 and older discount at Denny's. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to maintain my youthful kind of nature. I think that you're right. There's a stigma that people have had in the past, especially here in town. And there's a lot of elderly people here. There's a lot of senior citizens. There's a lot of retirees. But I mean, let me get your take on this. I mean, the senior citizens of long ago are not the same as the ones that are here now. I mean, they're affluent, they're tech savvy, they're interested in rock and roll music and a lot of other things. I mean, it's a hip crowd, and I think that those people here in town want to do innovative things. They want to get involved with their community, and I think there's a lot of viable people here in town and a lot of activities here in town geared to them that a lot of other people should take advantage of.
And I think that is happening. And I salsa the night away in 5-inch heels.
And she does do that. I heard that on the street. That's not just from her.
That's
on the street.
Yeah. Everybody knows, and they're amazed.
Well, let's get back to the role of a city council member, and especially for the city of San Jacinto. What are some positive things that the city of San Jacinto has kind of accomplished this past term, and how do you see yourself improving those things?
Well, I see myself being a voice for seniors and women, as I said, but San Jacinto's in a good position. We have an $18 million reserve, which I plan on helping to maintain that.
Yeah, that was a really successful thing for the city to make. Not only, I think, what was it, $16 million that was moved from $16 to $18 million in growth?
18 million.
Yeah,
yes.
That's a good success for that.
And yes, and I'm new at this, So I'm still learning about the fact that we're a general law city, which means we go by the rules and regulations of the state of California.
Right. Now, in terms of redevelopment, there's a lot of viable opportunities, especially in the city of San Jacinto, where we can actually reconstruct and redevelop the economy and different resources in town. What areas do you think should be a primary focus for that city?
I would like to see something done with Old Town downtown. It's decaying, and it does not look good when you drive down the street and you see the paint flaking off of everything. The murals need to be either taken down and redone or just, refurbished. They need to, I believe, do something with Old Town San Jacinto, like many cities have done, with putting up facades, street lamps,
Yeah, just look and decor and feel and functionality of a city. I think that's a great thought process. I think if we kind of develop our downtown, you can work your way outward, and you can actually start developing something really innovative that might bring people from the outside of the community in. And I think that's what we're looking for, is those outside dollars.
Yes, absolutely.
Let's kind of wrap it up with one last idea. In the role of a city council member, how do you believe the relationship as your seat on the city council should be connected to the community? And do you have any thoughts about communication face-to-face with those people that are voting for you?
Absolutely. I think there should be transparency. I think we should also have communication in the valley with the city of Hemet. And I will always be available to my constituents if they want to call me, if they want to email me, text me, anyway, Facebook me. I want to be a voice for all of the community, and I don't want them to feel like that they do not have a voice.
Well, that sounds fantastic. And for those of you out there that want to hear more about Joyce Newsom, please visit her Facebook, and you just search for Joyce Newsom. She'll be educating you when her website's going to be up, which is going to be, from what I understand, in the near future here. And she'll have all her campaign thoughts and her rhetoric kind of down, so we can all review what she feels, and we can kind of have a dialogue with her individually if we need to. Is there any other methods for people to get in contact with you at this point? Email address or anything?
My email address is einstein44@aol.com.
It's very diligent and very smart of her to put Einstein in there. So einstein44@aol.com. And I want to thank you for joining us today on our show. And
thank you for having me, Nick.
Oh, my pleasure. And everybody out there, we enjoy having you view our show, and just stay tuned for all new interviews and things going on here in town as we update you on a daily basis. I want to thank you again, and please check out myvalleyonline.com.